So,
What letter is this?
Q.
Q. This is indeed a Q.
All right, welcome to the Patriot Hour. I'm Michael, your host for 6/23/18. We're going to look over some new Q Anon, Q clearance, breadcrumbs, updates, drops. If you're new to the channel, thanks for stopping by. If it's your first time here, first time hearing about Q Anon, what is it? Take a look around the channel, take a look around the internet, and get yourself up to par. It is most important for sure. Real quick here, I will see if all right, like I said, I done my computer earlier today, so I have everything perfectly in order here. All right. Nothing new. So we know the Q&A was rescheduled, forthcoming. Q&A rescheduled, forthcoming. That's what we know. That's what we know to be true. All right, so I had interesting little thing I want to read here for you. All right, you're not going to be able to see it, but I wrote this. I was just had some a couple of people over the last few days, pretty good questions, but if you put it all in your head, and I think what I wrote here, so I'm just going to read it. You can't get the DOJ or the FBI to arrest these folks when they had all the bad actors within these agencies covering for Hillary and hating it on Trump at the exact same time. You got to expose them all for their treasonous crimes all the way up. 38 plus firings or resignations within the FBI and DOJ so far. We got a mass exodus basically coming out of DC with the politicians on both sides and not seeking re-election. Right? And that's called the deep state, folks. These are people that'll, well, that's a Republican, this is a Democrat. The ones that are all part of this, it's called deep state. Doesn't matter what side they appear to be on. So then you add in all the CEOs and the CFOs that we've gone over, there's been more, fired worldwide or stepping down. Oddly, at the same time, tons of foreign leaders have been stepping down randomly. Then you add in the 35,000 federal signed sealed indictments within this country starting back in November of 2017. Right at the same time, Hoover started investigating all of this. Funny, right? This folks equals draining of the swamp. It's truly coming. This will have took Trump and a handful of others just at about the 2-year mark. But wow, right? That's huge. Look at Trump's 21st of December executive order. Complete media silence on it. Why? Well, because they are all very scared and just trying to run and hide. All of their power remained tangled within all of their lies and the hopes that the public never finding out about it. There's been much perpetuating violent conflicts. They've been perpetuating violent conflicts and even much, much worse. For you guys, I can elaborate on that. On this social media site, I did not want to, but the child trafficking and stuff. If you care about the world's children, then start paying close attention, my friends. It's coming. Get woke. So, I'm gonna lay it out here like that. It's John, this Huber. This is what we've been, everyone's pushing at Sessions. He ain't doing nothing. He needs to get off his butt and do something. Well, he did. He did the best thing that he probably really could have, and that was appointing Huber back in November when all these indictments started. On the fly, as they're finding them, they're writing up the charges. This is where these 35,000+ indictments are coming. These people within D.C., some of them are cooperating. They're being they're being told they're going to have to leave. Some of them that are doing the right thing at this final hour are going to get their punishment, if not bad enough, and they haven't done enough things to really go to jail, and they flipped and helped. They're just going to be able to go away. They're still not going to be able to stay in D.C. We need to completely have new people in with zero crimes. The best way for this is just to be brand new people, even if they have to learn and they're not career. We can never get into a situation like this again. We don't want 20-year people, honestly. You're supposed to go do a service to your country. 20, 30 years, that's the military stuff. Go do that. If you're going to be up here in D.C., we don't need, to think in our heads. So it's, you can see it coming out. These people that have no business, like De Niro or these actors. It's okay to, have somebody that you like in a movie that you might have a little infatuation with. But when they cross the lines and all they do is act. They read scripts and they learn a role, and we don't really know these people. Sure, they live here and they're going to have an opinion, but what makes their opinion any better than ours? And it seems like theirs is exact opposite. We're seeing crimes exposed, and then you have these same people come on TV and they ignore it. They don't say, "Oh, Trump's taken down 7,000 pedophile rings and human trafficking rings, and he made an executive order on this, and there's 38 people that have, kind of done lots of them have done bad things, not all of them yet that we know of, but lots of them." They're not talking about that. They're just acting like he's an idiot and he doesn't know anything. It's affecting their lifestyle directly. They're not liking it. It's clear. The media is a propaganda tool for the left, and they're thinking it's owned by them, so the narrative comes down from the very top. Does that mean, and that's, a lot of people are like, "Oh, I know my local news lady." Well, yeah, you might have went to school with her, high school, or the guy, and they got the job at the local news team. They don't have any creative control when they come into work. Today I think I'm going to talk about this and that. They're literally reading off a teleprompter. So that's how these news agencies all around the country get the same little narrative. Not just the same idea on a story, down to the same words, down to the and if and even those words are put in there about the same place. So it's very, very clear what's going on. So as far as laying that out, that's how it's going down, folks. You have this John Huber. He's been looking into everything from behind the scenes since back in November. We're going on 7 months. We just got that first IG report out. That first IG was looking into the crimes of the FBI, how they conducted their investigation into Hillary, or how they came to their conclusions on Hillary. So it's about them. It wasn't so much about Hillary. That's coming out next. We just had the IG on the FBI and the Wiener laptop that did cite the Clinton Foundation and Hillary in there. Next, we're going to get the report on Uranium One, her server. I don't know if that one is all one, but it's going to be basically over Hillary under any of the issues that have been brought up by the Republicans into the handling of her crimes that were 100% committed. And then the Uranium One, her server, and then we got the Russia-Trump, how that started. The IG on that, looking into that report, the meddling. So it's really the Trump-Russia meddling. Now they're wanting to probably start a investigation possibly into how all of it was looked at by the investigators. So like Mueller, they might have a report. They're calling for that, unless this all just comes out and there's no reason to. But they might. They've been talking about it. So interesting times on that, folks. If you have all that going on, it's really, really clear. Really, really clear to see. If you are just coming in and you get tidbits, or you're watching too much mainstream, you're not going to be able to put all that together. This is research that would have to be done on your own. The media, unfortunately, will not come around until the last hour. They were reporting on this from the bottom up. And that's what they're doing. They're exposing. Now, as much as people, the minute Trump got in, why aren't these people getting arrested? Well, who does the arresting? A crooked FBI or the head people in there? They're never going to let their lower agents go arrest somebody, because that directive would come from the top down. Trump, during his campaign run, he was made aware that, he had some bad actors, some people involved in his campaign that possibly had, Russian ties. So what did he do? He went right to the FBI. Now imagine that, sitting there. Hey, Mr. Trump, what can we do for you? So I think I got some people involved in my campaign that aren't so legit. What would you like us to do about that? How about I get a couple of agents and put them into my campaign? I'm fine with it. Let them sniff these folks out, find out where they came from. And then they're like, all right, Mr. Trump, we'll be in touch. And they shut the door, and they probably had to make a phone call if he sat down with McCabe over the DOJ, or Rod Rosenstein or Comey. Who did he sit with? And were one of these people ones that knew what was going on? That's what makes it funny. They have to make phone calls, reflip their script of how they're playing their game. But Trump was just doing everything by the books, by the way you would. You're made aware of that, and then other people are like, what are we going to do about this? Trump is like, I'm going to go to the FBI and make them do their job. So we need to be, how did that get handled? All this is looking funny right now in the media. You're like, oh, this is contradicting what Trump says when he's on the news. Well, because it's an open investigation. For the first time, the media is not getting all the leaks that they're used to getting. They've thrived on that the last few years, folks. You got one of these agencies that would call over to Anderson Cooper, one of these shills, and however they do it, with their secure drop, and they'd get their propaganda out. If there's a story, something happening, we know that they'll report on it. A lot of times you get 90% truth, but a good lie is that 10%. It's just, if the CIA had a spy little drone go down and it got captured and it was going to be breaking news from over in that area, they would quickly make a leak call and maybe blame it on another agency. Even though a lot of it's truth, you got that this spy plane or a drone went down over here, all that's true. Who owns it? Well, a lot of times it's really important to get the direction off of you, so they'll leak it with one of their people and just give you that little twist at the end. Who's the guilty party? And why would we ever think any differently? Our news is reporting it. We swallow it. And then you run around and everyone does, oh, did you hear that we had a plane go down overseas and da-da-da? How would you know if one ever did or if one never did? If it ever did or if it never didn't go down. And then let alone who owns it. So we got a lot of trust, and there's no reason we shouldn't. But that's how the lies work, folks. That is how they keep this all going. So again, their biggest fear is the public awakening, the public knowing about it. Their whole system is built on a house of cards in the manner of they lie and keeping it from you, us. So that was their biggest thing, and they walk around high and mighty. The minute you're mad, these people are very, very weak individuals. They hide behind their lies and the fact that you wouldn't know, and that you admire them and you look up to them. Flip that, and you know everything that they're doing to you, and you don't like them anymore. That scares them. That makes them scared to walk down the streets. Fear. They're really fearful, cowardly people, and they just rely on that guise. So it's great that everyone's getting woke to it and getting on board. So this Huber, they've been setting up the crimes now. As far as military tribunals, that is being put in place as well, but that is going to be for now. If you can go back 2016, you'd hear Trump talking about, I think, people, citizens, or people like in politics, if they're found to do treasonous things, that they should be able to be tried by that. So Trump's made comments on that, but there's lots of military that were involved as well. So it doesn't cross, unfortunately, yes, you got some higher ranking military folks that have, for the dollar as well. These people don't make much compared to these politicians or some other people out there. So it's not as easy to get to them. I don't think that, I don't know the numbers over there, but the military tribunals will be set up for most of the military aspects of people that have committed some crimes within there, and possibly some of our higher ranking politicians, if they've done really, really treasonous things. I think, combined with the NDAA, the military, the Patriot Act, some of the upgrades that have been shoved into both of those, the National Defense Authorization Act and Patriot, and then military tribunals, and then the military tribunals. So Treadbills Act. The three of those combined with some other things, I've been doing lots of research today, but I'm going to be bringing you guys more for sure on that. But I just wanted to touch base and kind of run through that whole scenario there. So hopefully you guys get that. How funny it would have been, Trump comes in and he's not going to go around handcuffing people. Jeff Sessions can't go around handcuffing people. They can order people and make recommendations to these agencies, but at the end of the day, you got these agencies that have to actually do that, and they're going to want proof. And without proof, the American people as well wouldn't understand it. It looks bad. Of course, Trump won. According to their numbers, there's more votes, in the popular vote for Hillary. Trump says minus the illegal voting, people that shouldn't have, and he would have won both. But the way we took it, or we had to hear it from the mainstream, was that, she won the popular, he won this thing that we go by, the electoral. So, and then to have people getting arrested anyway the very next day wouldn't have went well over. Nobody thought any of them did crimes. We're just now finding out about it 2 years in. The bigger thing is if she would have won, all of this that's going down would have been just shoved as a conspiracy theory again for forever. There's been some of us talking about it and yelling about it. So it's interesting times. All right, we're hitting the 20-minute mark, so I'm going to shut her down here. Just wanted to get that out to you guys. Again, if you're new to the channel, thanks for stopping by. We appreciate it. I appreciate it. Please ring the bell, joggle your switch to get the updates. I don't know if I've ever told you guys this. I have had a Twitter account for several months. And I logged it in with, when I put my videos up on YouTube, it automatically puts the video out over there. I was just looking today. It's like got 100 followers, and I started with none. I just grabbed, I was looking at Donald Trump, and I think it gave me a package of, his wife, and then the White House, and the White House POTUS schedule. So I got like 30 or 40 on there that keeps me in tune with kind of Trump and the administration and some other people that I see scroll, just good stuff on there. I like having some of the opposition, so I think I got like Schumer and some of these other bad actors that like to tweet. I just find it good to read those and then read what the president's putting as well. But the Patriot Hour, I believe, And I can put it, I don't know if I got it down below or not, but I will. That's what I was going to say. I was going to put the link for any of you that do, if you can find me on there, the Patriot Hour. It'd just be another way for you guys to help spread the message. And we know the censorship over there is heavy. So again, I haven't played with it much. I just know that I got on there and it's like every video is linked on there. Thought that was kind of cool. And there's been quite a few people picking up on it. And I don't know if there's so much involved over here. Well, I guess if the videos are coming, they are. So, but good stuff, good stuff. All right. Again, I'm Michael. This is a Patriot Hour update video. Again, we do typically, I'll say this again, we typically try to do an hour-long show a week. Typically Scott, I've had Ben recently. They're both back. Nate, good Patriots. And then I, had always told them, well, I'm going to be doing updates, updated videos, at least once a day, maybe once every other day. I was hitting it hard when the cues were hard or heavy, just to keep up on them. So sometimes there were 2 to 3 a day, but it's been a great tool for all of us collectively to just to get this word out, and that you guys are helping spread it in the conversations below. But was I gonna say something on that? I can't remember. But so anyway, I'm gonna shut this one down, and we will pick it back up tomorrow. I'm gonna do one here early in the morning for you. Again, folks, it's just been a real blessing being able to collectively, with the amount of people we have and the directions we all point each other in, I still am humbled by that. So definitely been a great experience. Just waiting for the big booms, aren't we? All of us together. So, all right, I'm going to quit rambling here. I do have something to say, and I can't remember, but it was just to close it down. But I'll just go ahead and close her down anyway. So, again, appreciate it. Michael, Patriot. Oh, there it is. Now that I'm saying it and closing out, it came back. The Patriot Hour. Not so much meaning, because I had somebody comment, the last video a couple days ago was like an 8-minute, 43-second one. And he's like, the Patriot 8-minute, 43-second, not the Patriot Hour. The Patriot Hour came to me, my buddy Scott, and it's double meaning. Kind of like some of the Q posts. You can apply it towards a show, but honestly, it's not double meaning. It just means it's the hour of the Patriot, all right? It's our hour. It's our hour to come out, learn, help, spread, be patriots, and not necessarily an hour. It means like it's just the hour of the Patriot, and like our final hour, which could mean, years, but and it's not the final, it's just the Patriots' hour to come out, help collectively, and then we could still all be patriots and, go back to resting a little easy, but keeping our eyes on those. So that's what it really is. So that's what I was trying to think. So thanks for sticking around and listening to that for last couple minutes. I am tired. I'm hitting the hay, but just wanted to get that out. All right. Patriot Hour, Mike. Appreciate it. Godspeed. God bless. And good night to each and every one of you. We'll see you back here tomorrow. Enjoy the Q outro.
You know what letter that is, Grover?
I think so.
What letter is this?
Q.
Q. This is indeed a Q.
I found it.